Hey everybody, it's Greg Colossale, and I'm back doing another video, hoping you start your business. Um, it's a series. I might be at about 20 videos now, but I'm hoping they help somebody out there. I'm happy to help. I'm always for hire. If you are starting a business or you got a business going, you can fly me out. I will meet with your staff. I will take a look at your numbers. If you share them with me, I could take a look at your tenants. Hopefully you have tenants. I could look at your area, your building, if it's a bricks and mortar, and all kinds of things, and let you know what I think. It's a very simple consulting program. We can carry on a relationship for a long time. I can mentor you, or it could be a one-time deal. On all of it, you can write it all off as part of expense for your business. So happy to help. Really interested in doing that. I want to travel the world helping business people, if I can. I got to build my own business as well. So today, folks, what I wanted to chat a little bit about is the idea that you, creator, entrepreneur, owner, founder, whatever you call yourself, CEO, you can create a world in which you're almost always right. Now, this is an exceptional thing about American business. Now, if someone gives you $20 and they owe you 17 and you don't give them any change back, that's not what I'm talking about. You're like, it's the same thing. I'm always right. No, that's robbing. You're robbing somebody. There are some black and white realities that you have to experience. But in the idea of building the creative part of your business, where everyone around you will be talking the way that you have developed ideas. In other words, like, I don't know these for facts, but I'm going to use them as examples. Like, say the Big Mac. When Ray Kroc bought McDonald's restaurants from the McDonald's brothers, there was 4 restaurants. He bought it for $2.5 million. I don't know if the Big Mac was invented yet, but let's say it wasn't. He invented the Big Mac. So anytime you hear the word Big Mac, it's an invention by Ray Kroc, a 61 or 63-year-old entrepreneur who started McDonald's the way that we know it. Do I know that for certain? No, I don't really know that for certain, but I'm showing you the examples. Mickey Mouse. This is a great example. I love this story. Don't mind me as I sip on some coffee. That's some good cold brew coffee right there. You're going to hear all about that someday. So Walt Disney was so strapped, so hurting for cash, that he took a train to Chicago, I believe, with his wife to try to get a job in animation. He responded to an ad. When they met him, they're like, you're a loser. Like, you're a nobody. Look at these drawings. You think, what is this? Get out of here. We don't want to hire you. They were really mean to him. So he got on the train with his wife and started heading back home, which I don't remember where. And he started drawing a mouse. And he drew this mouse on the train with a heavy heart. This is where women are some of the best attributes to a man's life. Watch this. She goes, what are you doing there, honey? She felt bad for him, I'm sure. She probably felt horrible. They went all this way and he gets mocked in a way. So he says, oh, it's just a mouse. It's Mortimer the mouse. She said, Mortimer? Don't you think that sounds a little stuffy? What should I name him, honey? How about Mickey? How about Mickey Mouse? That's a great idea, honey. I'll name him Mickey Mouse. You see how that works? I have tears in my eyes. You see, when all is lost, when you're going to seek approval from some organization who's suggesting that they know what they know and you're a nobody. Hey, Walt Disney, you're a nobody. We don't want you here. Chicago. Right? You go, they knew everything. They're so powerful. They knew everything. They knew this guy was a nobody. Walt Disney was an animation loser to them. And he gets on the train to leave the world that doesn't want him. Chicago. I used to live there. I love that city. And he's like, drawing Mortimer the mouse. And God sends a little bit of energy to him. It enters his wife in a way, with a big heart, because she probably felt bad for her husband. Mortimer would become the most notable, recognized, famous, popular cartoon character in the history of the entire world. Upon rejection from those of us who know everything about animation, you're crazy, Mr. Walt Disney. You're not talented at all. You're a nobody. Get out of my office. You are not getting a job. Take the train back to where you came from. This is how it all works. The best thing that can happen to you is when people call you crazy. Because the greatest people on earth are called crazy because, remember, if you go back a few videos, most people are dumb. Sorry. They're dumb. It's not like something you can change. You can't change it. They're dumb for genetic reasons, for survival reasons, for non-exposure reasons, for fear. They're not evil. You shouldn't look down on them, right? Some people are short. Some people are disabled. Some people are overweight. Some people are highly addicted. Some people are... You can't look. You're not looking down. You just got to realize they can't see what you can see. This is my biggest strength. And my father said it right to me. My father used to say before he died, he would be so sensitive. And people mock you for this. He'd say, Greg, Daddy could see things that no one else can see. And I believe in myself. And then you know what I do? I make what I see. And then they go, oh, I've seen this the whole time. And then my mother, who spoke English, would explain it to me. She goes, Greg, your father would make $50,000, okay, in some project or whatever. And then he would see a piece of land in between a factory and a school. This piece of land was sideways. It had no value. It would be a worthless parking lot for 45 years. And your father would see in his mind a building that could be shaped as a triangle with some courtyard in the middle and the dumpsters over there. And he would put a building in between these two other buildings that nobody thought could happen. And they would mock him. First, they would try to stop him, which you never do to your father, Greg. Learn that. Then they would make fun of him. He's a crazy guinea. He's so stupid. Can you imagine this guy's going to... And then they would use government power to destroy his ability to make it happen. All of a sudden, these people are coming down, and these people are coming down, and this is illegal, and you hit a gas line. They cut his brake lines on the same project so that he would go down a hill and die. My brother Bob was thrown out of the truck because they cut his brake lines. This is business, folks. This is just because my dad, even though he couldn't read or write, he emasculated hundreds of men who don't do a thing with their lives, who sit around and talk about other people like, you know what, that guy's a jerk. But he built a world. I got proof. I have recordings. I have so many recordings of people talking that I can show you. A few of them have passed away. How respected my father was by intelligent people and how much he was envied by the criminal minds. Okay? Then he would put the building up. The building is up. They would try everything. We're going to sue him. We're going to take him now. And he's like, my father either rents the building, sells the building, whatever. That 50 grand is now 200 grand. Maybe he borrows against it. Gets another 150, goes down the street, does it again. Now the other guys, they're still looking at the triangle building. That son of a gun. He's done nothing wrong. He's just capable of things they're not capable of. But where are they? They're at the bar. Hey, you know what? That Colossale guy's a real jerk. And they're in love with this. I do coffee. I have my own addiction. And they sink to this low level of violence and rage. This is happening every day all over the world. Now they're internet junkies. There's people who are addicted to believing everything that comes off of here without any research, and they use that. Hey, have you seen that meme? Yeah, man, we're aliens are here and all that stuff. I'm not knocking people. I'm just saying, get ready, business person. This is what happens. So then after my father produces the triangle building and everyone attacks it, now all of a sudden, all these rich people and political people are coming over for dinner. I thought my father was a stupid guinea. Why are all these powerful, educated, upper middle class white people sitting at my dinner table? I thought we were just, stupid guineas. This continued and continued and continued to happen. This is human nature. This is why you forgive people. They don't know. Jesus said on his dying moment, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. This is nailed to a cross. You don't have to be a Jesus lover. You don't have to be a Christian. But Jesus was a pretty smart dude. And so here you go. Here he is. Forgive them. They hurt me, but forgive them. So you learn when you are a business person, when you are a somebody, you have to take on this trait. You have to forgive other people because you're never going to get ahead. Now, they love the building. Their family wants an apartment in the building they all mocked him for. Hey, Dom, can my daughter rent one of these? Because on the second floor, he had some apartments. I'm not bragging. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I love my father. He was mistreated by white power and all the weak people who do illegal things in your face and think you don't know. Okay, he didn't want to be part of that group. Even the mafia, whatever you call the mafia, the local mob, they didn't want anything to do with my father. He was so crazy, they couldn't put on their suits and be like, hey, Dominic, we're going to get caught in on this deal. He was like, rah! He was such a liability. They were like, you know what? I think it's better not do business with Dominic. He was crazy. He wasn't crazy because people wanted to put him in the mental institution. They do that when you figure them out. And I'll explain more of that. That is I think it's called a 5250 or something like that. It's a protocol that the government uses to try to diminish you because they know, oh boy, he's talented, gifted, genius. People like him. He's going to follow. He's going to go right past us. We're all stuck here. And this person is going to make us look bad. Let's 5250 him. Let's get him set him up, call him crazy, hurt him, jack him, give him radiation, drug his food, scare his kids, cut his brake lines. He'll do something and say something. We could all pull our guns and kill him or something weird like that. Now, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but this is all they have. They don't see a building, a triangular building in between two buildings. They might, but someone took their confidence away. Someone snipped their sack. So they don't go, I see a building. I wonder if I could build it. The first person they go to, maybe their wife. Oh, honey. Oh, just relax. You're a carpenter. Go back to making stairwells. Don't even think about it. Okay. No. This is why I'm here. She might be right. You make good stairwells. But you could build that building. If my father can, you can. Okay? Now, this is how the game in America works. This was done to me. I'm going to share my story some other time because it is a pending legal case. I have finally started the process which needs to have been done after I was systematically, in a sense, destroyed by political and tax dollar entities in conjunction with each other in conspiracy ways, and it's very real. So finally, this happening in my life, so I can't really talk about it. Now, what does this mean to you? This means that if Mortimer the Mouse turned into Mickey Mouse and Walt Disney is, I mean, definitely we know that Disney World has got some evil energy behind it, but I don't believe in my heart of hearts. In fact, I know this. The founders, the creators of stuff, they're not evil. The energy that comes in later and takes over the shares and the power of money and all that, that's where evil lies. George Washington wasn't evil, I guarantee you. I'm sure he did aggressive things. He wasn't evil. But when people see that he's wielding power, they can control you. And that's why behind the scenes of every president, these alphabet organizations, they're evil. Okay? You don't want to know that they don't do any of the stuff you think they're doing. They actually do the opposite. And that is a Psychopath 101. What you probably don't know is the alphabet organization's number one characteristic they're searching for is psychopathy and sociopathy among their staff. Whew, enough said right there, okay? So we're gonna uncover that another time because it does affect American business. But we're not gonna uncover that now. What I'm trying to show you, in today's climate, is that your world is a world that you can invent. If you go back a couple of episodes, you'll hear that I was robbed. My storage unit, which was a bus, was broken into, and my notebook was stolen. In that notebook was the menu, the secrets of Backbeat City, the creation that I made from my head in borders and books and music, in a moleskin, down to every detail. And I even put personal feelings that I was going through at the time with a girl in there, and my, what do you call it? My I forget what that's called. Your cloud information and your phone number and all personal stuff. And it was robbed, and local people, not sober, all took this stuff and went crazy with it and really put a damage in my life. They damaged my life very badly. And that's what I'm saying is kind of being rectified. Or at least it's being exposed. Now, in that book was my jargon. Do you know what the word jargon means? I'll never forget learning the word jargon because I was so impressed with it. Jargon is the term that describes new words that are added to our life as things are invented. Like the microwave is jargon. We didn't have a microwave in 1965, but everybody had a microwave in 1985. A CD player, COVID, AIDS. These are what we call jargon because these are words that are added as new things are invented or created, like AIDS. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. So, see, I get ahead of myself. Don't go believe in that. That's just a bunch of hearsay. So, the jargon that I created was learn love, tattooed on 8 people's bodies, okay? Another reason why unsuccessful, tyrannical, altered state males wish me doom. Because who has people's name tattooed on them? Bon Jovi, Elvis. I'm none of these people, but so does Greg. That is the biggest success of my life. So what do? They go after these people to make them shame. They shame me using all ways possible to stop having people tattoo my ideas on their body. You know, Mr. C did that, Mr. C's this, Mr. C's this. They record me and do all this stuff to bring me down to their level. Their level. But I am up here, over here, I am over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not better. I'm just articulate. I can talk. That's it. That's the only, and I can play and sing. Everything else, they're very mad at me about, and they've created this whole world of my world. Remember, they broke in the bus. They broke in my security unit. They took things. They used the cops. They used federal people. They set up. They framed. They paid people off because I was a threat to the way music education was being handled across the country. And as soon as public schools started buying my program, they went into motion using honeypots and like COINTELPRO, and we're talking high level government defunct crazy stuff, mobsters, cartels. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what's happened to me. You're going to hear all about it. So what I'm trying to show you now is once you realize that this function of jargon is in your world, it is so unbelievable. It's a gift you cannot believe. I invented you don't have to believe me, but I don't lie. I don't lie. I mean, I don't lie like on purpose. I invented the word FaceTime. Capital F, capital T, one word. FaceTime, just the way it is today. Okay? I invented this word in 2007 or so. I don't know if FaceTime existed then, on a phone, on an iPhone, but FaceTime was my class. It was a program that you sign up for. When you sign up for it, you end up, what it means is I'm going to take your cell phone. We're going to be sitting in a circle, and Mr. C is going to be throwing out topics and subjects, and we're going to talk face to face, because I was disgusted with the fact that we were losing our kids to screens. This was a long time ago. This is like 20 years ago. So I took action like my father would, and I invented FaceTime, and you could sign up for it. But it wasn't popular, and so it didn't attract a crowd. So I removed it from the menu of sorts. You didn't see it anymore. And I forced it on the show choirs. The older kids, every Thursday it was a 2-hour rehearsal, 6:30 to 8:30. At 8 o'clock, we stopped rehearsal. They sat in a circle. I lit a candle. We shut the lights down. It wasn't pitch dark. I played the piano and had like a meditative moment. And they got to do this every week, only the high school kids, because you cannot open this can of worms with children. It is very dangerous. And all I did was call this the Hope Candle, because I had experienced the Christ Candle, which I could not put into a business. That's not my place. At the Christ Candle in my youth, in youth group, we talked about things that were personal, and our leader would play the guitar in a beautiful way, and we would all lay on the carpet together, and we would, it was awesome. I just want to say a prayer for my father who's going into surgery, and I'm very scared, and I hope he does okay. We're here for you, Greg. I want to say a prayer for my cousin who just got into a car accident, and we don't know if they're going to survive. We're here for you, Jenny, okay? I called it the Hope Candle. And they were not forced to talk. All I would do was start playing the piano instrumentally. It would be dim lights. And if they wanted to share some heavy burden, they could. And this was FaceTime. But I didn't advertise it, and they could not participate. There was no force. And this allowed us a lot of things. And one thing it built was trust. Now, the only rule I had, because what are we doing really? I don't know, I'm trying to get them to trust each other, because we could sing with each other, we could do all this stuff, but if they don't look like a team, the audience is going to know. So the only rule I had was whatever is said at this candle is never to be repeated. That way, I don't want, with posting and recording and gossip. I took all their phones, so nobody was being recorded. But, if a kid goes, I'm kind of scared, I think my parents might get a divorce, that is intense. And no one should repeat that. If a kid says that, I can't stop what they say, nobody should repeat that. So it worked. I've never, ever in 10 years and hundreds of kids had anyone come to me and say, I heard this, and I've had people say that to me all the time. Children, parents, moms, dads, communities, they're gossiping lunatics. That's all they live in is gossip. So I had to always put out fires, but not when it came to this candle moment. These kids always protected this energy, and I was more than happy about it. So Hope Candle, learn love. This is jargon, things that I invented that people said. The backbeat, I didn't invent that word. The backbeat show choir, I invented that. The backlash show choir. Why backlash? Because you ever mess with a middle school kid, there's always a backlash. I love them. Bebop, the youngest group. Beatbox, another level. Now, these aren't words that I invented. These are the names of the groups. So as they age and they get older and they go around the world, these people, they'll say, oh, I used to be in the beatbox show choir. Now, I invented that term. So they are saying a jargon that I invented. I was in Learn Love. Learn Love when I invented Learn Love, it's bad English. Learn to love. Learn Love is not appropriate English. So I just demanded that this was going to be a phrase, and I invented it, and it became a constantly said thing among thousands. Thousands. What does it mean? It's very simple. Before you judge and hate and describe and gossip about someone, you want to learn where they came from. I had to do this with my dad. My mom basically taught me Learn Love. My father saw such evil stuff that everybody else's dad seemed cool. How come Dad doesn't play basketball with me, Mom? She's like, Greg, your father came from poverty, from the war, from immense dark moments in his life where they were starving. He doesn't have sports as part of his day. He's not like, oh, let's take some 3-pointers. That comes from a version of like almost being spoiled, like you, Greg. You get to play and sing on the piano because your father invented a space and a time and a place for you to do that. Sports is a luxury. If you're starving, if you're fighting the Nazis, if you're stealing food and hiding from bombs, you think you're going to just bust out a basketball and start doing layups? That's for American fathers, Greg. Your father is not American. So this is the stuff. So Learn Love was how she taught me to love my dad. My dad was amazing for reasons that everyone else's dad did not even understand. I didn't hate other people's dads. I just felt different. Oh, my potatoes are ready. So when you have a business, enjoy inventing jargon. It is the coolest thing, man. It's the coolest thing. There's something about it that just makes you feel so attached to American history. And I'm not important. I'm not a person who's going to go down in fame and all that. But man, I feel so cool about what I invented. And if people don't take to it, it's not truly successful. So people took to my ideas by the thousands. And I feel very, very lucky. Backbeat City, Learn Love, all of my different names. Even the fact that I invented myself as a character. One time a kid, this is why you got to listen to kids. You got to listen to kids whenever you can. I think I was talking out loud or coming up with an idea, and one kid goes, "Are you the boss?" Like they didn't know me very well. In other words, they kind of figured out that I owned the school, that they had teachers and parents, and Chelsea, one of the best things that ever happened to me. Hey, Chelsea. But they realized that I was in charge somehow, even though they didn't see me because they had other teachers. Then when I would walk in, they'd be like, "Are you the boss?" And then another girl said, "No, he's the mayor." Now, let me tell you what that does to a big dude like me who doesn't have kids. The reason why I told everyone I was the mayor is because the boss is an edgy line. The boss is not a fun energy. Neither is the principal. Neither is the leader. So because it's called the city, I told everyone I was the mayor. And it kind of, the little guys, especially if they were between 8 and 12 or 8 and 11, it softened the blow. And then the teacher could go, "Hey guys, the mayor's coming. We got to get this song up to speed. He's going to come here and watch us." The mayor's coming? The mayor's coming. Not the boss is coming. The principal is coming. I did that on purpose. I didn't want kids afraid. And that doesn't mean I'm somehow better than everyone. I'm not a real mayor. I love when I meet mayors. And I'm like, well, I'm not a mayor, but people think I'm a mayor. It's jargon. For $4,000, I bought a convertible 1970 Coupe de Ville from an amazing corrections officer who I'm still friends with today. And he allowed me to drive this car back to the town, the school, with his plates on it. I just met, I didn't even know him. $4,000. I wrote it off, and this became my daily driver. So the mayor put a hat on, like a character, you know, and I had a jacket, like a maroon, what do you call it, a sport coat. And I would drive to each school that we were located in and warn the teacher by text, and they would start the game. The mayor's coming. The mayor's coming. The mayor's coming. And then I would show up where we had an account. If I had a Hartford school and we had an account there, we were hired to do a program. They would have the teacher and they would have the mayor who would put the principal. This was one of the most ingenious things I've ever done in my life. And I don't care what people, I know I've made a lot of mistakes. I play and can't play, and, you know, ask me to play in G flat and see how bad of a piano player I am, or B, and make me want to cut off my own fingers. But this is what I'm trying to say. I don't waste my time playing in B. I just go up a half step and play in C and can kill it. But if you want to find fault with me, you'll find fault in the key of B. You'll find fault that I'm not a principal. I'm a fake mayor. What is he, crazy? Is Mortimer the Mouse crazy, or is Mickey Mouse crazy? Who's crazy? The people that fired Walt Disney? The people that said he's a nobody? Or is Walt Disney got some talent? Never follow the crowd. Never. Guess what you're looking at when you're following the crowd? An ass. Think about it. Get into a line at the grocery store. Don't lie. Standing in a line. Everybody looks at the person's butt of the person standing in front of them in a line. For a millisecond, it happens. There could be reasons that are good, like you're sexually attracted to this other person, but everybody looks at an ass. Everybody. That's why you don't follow the crowd, because you're going to be looking at an ass. Believe in yourself, Mortimer. Believe in yourself. So this is getting long. This will take 6 years to upload. Did you know that YouTube has traffic, like a traffic pattern? If you do business during the workday, especially in California, I'm in California's time zone, the uploading is delayed from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Western time. It's crazy. But if I work at night, I can upload 7,000 videos in 6 seconds. It's crazy. Well, anyway, with that, I wanted to remind you, jargon. Make your own jargon, create your own world. It's all part of the beautiful aspect of business. I love you. Learn Love 2025. Coming soon.